Over the last few months, I've been on a mission to integrate AI inside of my content creation system. And let me tell you, it hasn't been easy. I've tested countless AI tools and I just couldn't get it to do what I needed to do. None of them could match the quality of my own scripts. But then I cracked the code. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I built a custom GPT that I literally use for everything. My newsletter, content scripting, YouTube, ideation, you name it. And I also use this custom GPT for all of my clients. So each one of my clients gets their own custom GPT. So if you're in an agency, this is gonna be huge for you as well. But honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of AI like a year ago. But over the last 3 months, I've been absolutely blown away as to what you can do when you actually know how to use AI. The potential is actually insane. And what you're about to see will not only show you why AI isn't just the future, but it's the now. It's happening right now. And you've probably heard people say, oh, AI is gonna replace jobs, but you never really believed it. Well, after this video, you're gonna understand exactly why AI will be able to replace people. So I'm gonna show you how this custom AI can do all of the scripting for you, ideation, copywriting, marketing, literally everything. It is juiced up. And this isn't just gonna be a walkthrough. I'm literally gonna give you an SOP and a step-by-step breakdown of how you can implement this yourself as well. So all of the resources and all the templates, everything that I'm gonna be using will be linked down below. So let's dive in. Alrighty, so let's dive in. This is gonna be a super raw video. So honestly, I don't really have like a whole kind of breakdown or a flow of how this is going to go. I'm just gonna kind of build this throughout the video and just kind of follow me, right? Just pretty much do all of the steps. But like I was saying, this is gonna be a whole breakdown and a whole SOP of how you can implement it yourself. So to start off with, there's gonna be 3 things that you're gonna need, tools that I like to use. This custom instructions crafter, which is a custom GPT that we made. Super Whisper, like that Super Whisper is an absolute cheat code when it comes down to just productivity, workflow. I'll show you exactly what that is. And there's also this ICP analysis custom GPT as well that we created. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. I'll show you exactly how to use it. So yeah, let's dive in. So when creating your custom GPT, there's 3 things that you need to understand when creating any AI or really any custom GPT that people fail to do. And essentially that's why you get just very basic scripts, very basic content ideation. And it's not because you're using, or it's not because you're giving the AI the information that it needs. Okay, so there's 3 things that we need to feed the AI in order for it to be an absolute monster. Fundamental knowledge, dynamic inputs, and use case context. So what is the fundamental knowledge? Well, essentially the fundamental knowledge is like just kind of the brains of it. It's just like the understanding. I think a really good example of this would be like a surgeon. So what is the fundamental knowledge of a surgeon? Well, it's all of their years and years and years of just going to medical school, like understanding the basics, understanding anatomy, understanding science, just understanding the medical field. Same thing with a lawyer. What is the fundamental knowledge of a lawyer? It's the legal knowledge, right? It's everything that they learned in law school, just everything. So when creating a custom GPT, we need to be able to feed it all of the knowledge that GPT needs in order to essentially be smart. I guess like that is the most simplest way to put it. So for example, I'm going to give you 4 books that essentially you are going to feed the custom GPT in order for it to be an expert at marketing, script writing, and copywriting. Okay, so that is a perfect example. You train the AI on essential materials. Okay, you're going to feed it books, you're going to feed it courses, you're going to feed it YouTube transcripts even. You're going to feed it everything that you possibly can to make sure it is an expert in your specific field. For example, if I was trying to create a custom GPT again on like a lawyer one, because I wanted like a GPT to help me out with some legal issues or whatever the case is, then I'm going to feed it the fundamental knowledge of just, again, everything a lawyer would need to do. So I would literally download all these massive books on just law school, whatever the case is, being a lawyer for a dummy, like all of those books, and I'm going to feed it into it so it has the fundamental knowledge of being a lawyer. And the more information you feed it, the better. You see, the thing is, whenever you're just using like a basic AI or a basic ChatGPT, like that is created for everyone, right? That's why sometimes it's free if you have the free version, or the other version, which is $20 per month. And I think the other one is like $200 per month. That is created for everyone. So it just has fundamental knowledge on just pretty much everything. It's not really an expert in one specific area. So that's why when creating our GPT, we need to make sure that it is an expert in one specific area. The second thing is dynamic inputs. Okay, so what is dynamic inputs? Well, essentially this is where you feed it a lot more specific information on your specific criteria. Okay, so what's the difference between fundamental knowledge and dynamic inputs? Well, fundamental knowledge, again, is just like the fundamentals of marketing, copywriting, scripting, advertising, all of those things. But dynamic inputs is feeding knowledge on your niche, your industry, your ICP. So you're giving it a lot more context on essentially who you are trying to target. A perfect example of this, again, going back to the surgeon. So we have the medical knowledge, right? The fundamental knowledge. The dynamic input would be the specific patient case and the medical history of that customer or that patient. Same thing with a lawyer. The lawyer would be the client case history. Essentially, what is the case that they need to fight for? What are the details of that case? Because without the dynamic input, and you just have the fundamental knowledge, right? You need to be able to feed it the fundamental knowledge and then give it the specific use case. And then the last one, we have use case context. Now, this is essentially you telling the AI the exact tasks that it needs to perform. So again, if we look at this chart, we have dynamic input, fundamental knowledge, and use case context. Once you have all three of those, and that is when the AI is going to be able to produce absolutely amazing results. Looking back at the surgeon, and I'm always going to go back to this because it's such a great example and it's really easy for you guys to understand. So you have the medical knowledge, the fundamental knowledge, you have the dynamic input, which is the patient case and the medical history of that patient. And then you have the specific scenario on when that surgeon needs to actually perform the surgery on the patient. So this surgery will happen at 3 o'clock at 10 a.m. on January 15th. So once you have all three of those things, and that's when the actual surgeon is going to be able to perform the task that they are essentially an expert at. Same thing with the lawyer. You have the client case history, the legal knowledge, and then the actual use case. So the court hearing will be on January 10th at the city court. Because here's the thing, if a surgeon or a lawyer, either one of them, if they were missing one of these, and they wouldn't be able to actually perform the task. They wouldn't be able to actually get the output. You see, that's why you need all three. And once you're able to master all three of those to be able to build your custom GPT, then that is when it gets scary, right? That's when these AIs are literally going to be able to replace people's jobs. Because that's all it is. You give them the dynamic input, feed it the knowledge, and tell it specifically how to use that knowledge or where it needs to go. Because if you're a surgeon and nobody told you that you need to go to door number 3 in order to perform the surgery, and you had no history on what that surgery was, then all of the fundamental knowledge that you have would literally go to waste. Like there's nothing that you can actually do with that fundamental knowledge. So that's why you need the other two. But also goes the same, right? If you know exactly the medical history and you know what door and what time the surgery is going to be at, but you don't have the actual medical knowledge on how to perform the actual surgery, then you can't get the output either. You're probably going to kill the person. Once you master those three, you're going to be able to build crazy GPTs that you can just leverage to be able to get, one, such a massive output on your side, but even if you're giving this to your clients, you're using this for your clients, it's just maximum leverage. So pretty much what this whole video is going to be about is how to construct all three of these. And again, I'm going to give you all the resources that you need to be able to create your own surgeon, your own lawyer, and for it to be able to spit out just crazy results. Alrighty, so the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to develop the knowledge base. And again, what I'm going to do for this is just feed it 4 of the top books when it comes down to just marketing, advertising, copywriting, pretty much like my 4 favorite books. Now, of course, you can feed it a lot more, but I'm just going to feed it 4. So if you click this Google Drive, you are going to see all of the PDFs that you need. I have Hook Point by Brendan Kane. I have Guide to Going Viral. I have Copywriting Secrets, and I have Breakthrough Advertising. 4 very good books. Now, if you were creating this for a different use case, for example, again, if you were trying to create like a lawyer GPT, then you feed it lawyer stuff. You don't feed it like marketing books. Also, if you're creating this for one of your clients, for example, and the person that you're trying to help is maybe a local business owner or they're a day trader or whatever the case is, then you also want to feed it day trading knowledge, or you also want to feed it local business knowledge, home improvement, whatever the case is. You can also feed it resources based off of that specific industry, right? So we have the fundamental knowledge, which is going to be just marketing, because this is all I really need it for. But if you need to give it more knowledge on a specific industry, then you would as well. So basically all you're going to do, you're going to download all of those. I already have them downloaded. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to my GPTs and we're going to click create GPT. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to name it. We're going to pretty much just call it, I like to call it Copilot, because it's essentially my Copilot. And then whatever your name is, Copilot Julian, instructions. We're going to work on the instructions in a little bit, but right now we're just going to feed it the fundamental knowledge. Okay, so we're going to feed it the books. We're going to feed it these 4 books. Boom. So we are going to upload those. While those are uploading as well, what you can also do is you can go on YouTube. And again, if you're in the day trading niche, you would just search up day trading and you would find like a really good video on just straight up day trading. For example, like this one has 600,000 views, it has 2-hour-long video. So what you can do is you can literally just click this video. By the end of this video, you can pull the transcript of this video by just going on a website called like youtubetranscript.com, I think it's called. And then you can essentially get all of the transcript. You can upload it to Google Docs. You can download the PDF, and you can also feed this information into the custom GPT. Again, you want to, if you need it to be an expert in a specific industry, then that's what you're going to have to do. If you also want it to be more specific on how to grow on Instagram, whatever the case is, then like you would just go to, for example, Devin Dasho. I know he has a pretty good video on just like growing on Instagram, just feeding it like right here, get 10,000 followers. I would just pull the transcript of his video and upload it to the GPT as well. Or whatever other videos that you want, right? If you just go on personal branding and, you know, Mr. Ty Lopez, knowledge, then you would feed it Mr. Ty Lopez. You would feed it whatever you want to make it an absolute monster, you would feed it, okay? You can always use my boy here. I don't even know his name. I always see him though. Feed it information. You can use Gary Vee, Mr. Hormozi, Dan Coe, Russell Brunson, whatever the information is, pull the transcripts, download it as a PDF and feed it into the GPT. Beautiful. So now that we've done that, now what we're gonna do is we're also gonna feed it information on our ICP. Okay, which is essentially like, this is the use case context. Okay, again, going back to the lawyer example, we've just fed it all of the legal knowledge, but now we need to give it the client case history. So now I'm going to give it information on me, who my customers are, who I'm trying to target, etc., etc. So the tools that I like to use for this is Super Whisper. Okay, now let me see. I'm going to go back here. We're going to go back to this AI. We're going to use this ICP analysis GPT. I'm just gonna refresh my page. And then what essentially Super Whisper is you talk to it, it pretty much develops a transcript and you can copy and paste. Like it is a cheat code. Let me show you exactly how it works. And it's free. You just click start recording. There it is. So I'm going to give you a whole breakdown of who my customer is and who my ICP is. So my ICP are creative content media agencies and also online coaches who are looking to grow their business by utilizing attraction-based marketing, by utilizing content ads to generate inbound leads. Problems that my ICP deal with is an empty calendar, dealing with unqualified leads, not closing enough deals, not having a predictable acquisition system, and just not having a proven or consistent content system that's going to allow them just to be able to get results. And what their goals are is to have a packed sales calendar, is to have more predictability inside of their business, to grow their personal brand so they become an authority, and overall just have more consistency inside of their business so they aren't always stressing out. I'm gonna click stop. Now this is a very short ICP analysis. Like basically what you wanna do is you basically wanna fill out an onboarding form with like tons of information, because obviously the more information you develop that you're able to give to this GPT, the better. But again, like what I just did, it's just a Super Whisper. I talk to it and then I just copy and paste it. It is honestly a cheat code, but I'm gonna put that into the ICP. Yeah, you see, so it says it lacks the depth. I'm just gonna tell it just use what I gave you. So obviously this ICP analysis isn't going to be like goated, but as you can see, it needs more information. So just make sure you actually give it a lot of information on your offer, your ICP, your business, their pain points, like everything. Again, the better and the more that you're able to provide this GPT, there's just the better it's going to perform. So now that it's done, you can see all of the information that this GPT literally brought out or just developed based off of the little information that I gave. And this is absolutely amazing because it gives you such a full breakdown of your offer, your ICP, who you're trying to target, all of these things. Because again, like this is essentially the patient medical history that the doctor is going to be able to look at to be able to diagnose or just be able to understand the patient, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to copy this. We're going to go on to just Google Drive. We're just going to make a quick Google Doc. We're going to paste this. We're going to call it ICP Analysis Blueprint, and then we're going to go File, Download, and download the PDF. Make sure it downloaded. There you go. Then we're going to go back to this AI, and we're also going to feed it our ICP Analysis Blueprint. Amazing. So right now we fed it all of the fundamental knowledge that we needed to. Also, if you really wanted to, you can literally pull transcripts of like super viral videos inside of your industry. It doesn't even have to be inside of your industry, but just viral videos of other people that you've seen on Instagram, and you can create a super long PDF doc, again, that you can just feed it as just more fundamental knowledge for your GPT. For the sake of this video, it would take too long, so I'm not going to do that. But the way that you would do that is by using this tool, which is called Snap Insta, I believe. So, and also you can use Grasp for YouTube video scripts, and you can use Snap Insta for Instagram video downloads. Downloading the video and then pulling the transcript off of those videos as well. Okay, so now that we have developed the knowledge base, now it's time to go into the actual dynamic input. Okay, so essentially we're going to tell it exactly what it needs to do, when to do it, and then how to do it. All right, for example, the court hearing will be on January 10th at the city court. So essentially that's what we're going to do. So our AI knows exactly what to do with the information that we are providing it. We are giving it the custom instructions now. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the custom instructions GPT. Okay, so the first one I used is the ICP analysis. Now we're going to use the custom instructions one. So we're going to pull up Super Whisper, and now we're going to give it the directions for the custom instructions crafter. Create me instructions for the custom GPT that I am creating. I need you to write me viral video scripts based off of all the information that I provided you. So to give you context, I gave you 4 of the marketing, advertising, and copywriting books. So I want you to write me viral video scripts based off of that information. I also gave you an ICP blueprint of just everything that you need to know when it comes down to who I'm targeting, who my ICP is, and who my ideal client is, who my audience is, who my audience is. So I need you to create content based off of them. Now, when writing the video scripts, I need you to focus on creating me a super compelling hook. Now, how you're going to learn how to write a super compelling hook is with the book Hook Point by Brendan Kane, which is a book that I gave you. So make sure to digest all the information from that book and create me hooks based off of that book. The next thing I need you to do is create me a super compelling and valuable body. The way that you're going to learn that is through Copy Secrets and also How to Go Viral by Brendan Kane. Digest all of that information so you can create me a super compelling body. Now, the next thing is just a CTA. Typically, all of my CTAs are just going to be follow for more. So take all that information and create me a custom instruction so I can develop my custom GPT the best way possible. So again, essentially what I did is I told it what to do or how to use the actual information. Again, this is honestly very short. I did not give it a lot of information. What I would do is I would really dive down, spend like 10 minutes to really give it the information it needs. For example, how it should write hooks. You can tell it to write hooks. You can tell it to write negative hooks. You can tell it to implement a lot of open loops inside of your scripts. You can tell it to use positive hooks. Whatever the case is, give it more information. The more information that you're able to, give it and instruct it, the better it's going to perform to exactly the way you need it to perform. Again, for the sake of this video, I give it pretty much like half of the information that I would actually give it if I sat down for like an hour and created this custom GPT. So please, when you're doing this, spend some time doing it, okay? Like even with the information I'm giving it now, it's still gonna come out like really good. But if you go and you put in that extra effort and you go above and beyond, think about it if you're training, like, I don't know, if you're raising your kid, like you wouldn't want to half-ass raising your kid. You'd want to give it all the attention and all the instructions, whatever the case is. So he or she comes out like an absolute beast. The same thing comes out with this. But again, with this information that I'm providing is still going to come out really good. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click copy. So essentially what we're doing is we gave it the information it needs to be able to actually develop the scripts and how to actually use all of the knowledge that we are giving it. So again, we are giving it the instructions. So we're just going to copy that. We're going to go back to the other one and we are just going to paste it right inside of the instructions. So close that. We're going to paste it right inside of the instructions. And we're just going to delete we're just going to delete the stuff that we don't need. For example, like version 1.1, we're going to delete this, and we're also going to delete the top. Boom. Now, what you guys can also do is you can see in the custom instructions right here, it had examples of like video scripts. So what you can do is you can go over these video scripts and give it your video scripts that have performed really well. Or if you don't have any videos that have performed well, download other video scripts from other people inside of your niche and essentially feed it that and tell it, hey, create custom instructions. These are examples of video scripts that have performed really well. Great. So when that is done, we're going to go back here and there's going to be a few other bits of information that we need to give it. Okay. So let's go through here, make sure that we have everything. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're also going to develop a tone of voice. Okay. This is very important if you want this GPT to write it the way that essentially you need it to write. So what we're going to do is we're going to, for example, I'm just going to like, this is just like a video script that I wrote actually for this video. And this isn't good enough. I'm going to go to my YouTube channel. If you don't have like a super long form video, then what I would do is I would just talk to Super Whisper and develop like a whole, like just talk to it. Essentially what we're trying to do is we want GPT to be able to talk like us. So our scripts look, the GPT knows how we speak, whatever the case is. So again, that's how you're able to have it perform better and better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to, I'm going to just search up YouTube transcript. We're going to paste the URL of the YouTube video, of your own YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to, if you haven't watched this video, it is fire. So make sure to go watch it. And then what we're going to do, we're going to copy the entire transcript. And then we're going to go to, again, one of the AIs. And I'm honestly going to try to find an AI that essentially does this, because there's other custom GPTs that you can use like inside of the marketplace. Now, let me try to go figure out where I can do that. Okay, so what you're going to do, we're going to go here to explore GPTs, and we're going to see if we can find tone of voice. Branding GPT, spelling and grammar, no, tone of voice analyzer. Boom, there you go. So we're going to use tone of voice analyzer, an analyzer. I don't know what I just said there. Analyzer. We're going to go to start chat. And what we're going to do is, okay, add in samples of your writing and have the assistant analyze your writing style and tone, linguistics and patterns to give you a detailed tone of voice report and sample paragraph to mirror. Perfect. So we're going to give it our whole YouTube transcript. Again, if you don't have a YouTube transcript or anything long form, I'm sure you do, then just literally talk to Super Whisper for like 5-10 minutes, So I've never used this before, so I don't know how it usually is, but usually what I'll do is I'll just like literally just go to a normal custom GPT or ChatGPT and tell it, hey, analyze my voice and create me a tone of voice breakdown, and that's it. And then I just give it, but I'm gonna try this out. Okay, let's see what it gave us. The tone is energetic, persuasive, and conversational, characterized by an informal style with a confident and motivational undertone. The speaker uses relatable analogies. Oh, that is huge. That is huge. In the custom GPT, guys, whenever we're creating the custom instructions, like this part of it right here that we did, make sure you spend the time and make sure you train the AI and you tell the AI, hey, I need you to use relatable analogies, rhetorical questions, all of these things whenever you are writing scripts. Like, give it the breakdowns of what you want it to do. Relatable analogies is so important in writing scripts, because again, really all marketing is making sure that you're able to relate to your audience so they can resonate with it and be able to take action on the thing that you want them to take action on. And the way that you do that, the way you're able to really paint the picture of your video, whatever the case is, so you can help your audience understand, is by using relatable analogies. Everyone understands analogies, right? All right, so this is like, honestly, this isn't that good, but I'm gonna use it anyways. I'm gonna pretty much copy this. We're gonna go back to that custom instructions one if I still have it. I'm gonna refresh my page. Let's see where the custom instructions is. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So this is the one we did. So we're just gonna say update the information with this as well. This is a tone of voice report, and we're just gonna update. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. We're gonna go here. Okay, so it's already there. All right, we're going to click edit, boom, and then we're just gonna click send. Again, the more specific you are with these things and the more that you really sit down, the better. Things that I would also do is I would provide it examples of viral videos. I would give it my tone of voice. I would give it specific hooks that have worked really well, like 10 or 20, I guess you can call samples or templates. I would give it frameworks to use to write for the body. But in this case, what I basically told it to do is just use hook point in the books that I provided to essentially create the hooks, body, etc., etc. Again, it's going to perform far better than some normal ChatGPT. And then this is honestly going to perform a lot better than you would write scripts or even another copywriter. But if you really sit down and spend time on it, you can make it into a monster. So now I'm copying all this information. Now it has like a basic tone of voice thing. I'm gonna go back to the other AI and boom, now it has my full tone of voice. Alrighty, so now what we're gonna do is what we can do is give it like a basic profile picture. We can also give it a description. For the sake of this video, I'm not gonna do that. And then we're just gonna click create. And right there, you're gonna have a custom GPT. Now let me show you how exactly you wanna train it though, because right off the bat, like for example, when you buy a pair of shoes and those shoes are leather and they're super high quality, you're gonna have to break them in a little bit, right? Like when you put them on, they're gonna be a little rough. You're gonna have to walk in them a little bit, train it so it molds to your foot. The same thing goes with this GPT. We want to make sure that we feed it we train it the way that we want to train it. So what we're going to do is we're going to, for example, tell it to give me 10 video ideas. You see how it says searching knowledge? So it's literally searching everything that we gave it. So the 5-second trick to make your content irresistible, that's honestly not bad at all. Why your marketing is a leaky faucet and how to fix it. 3 viral formats you need to try right now. This 1-minute habit could add thousands to your business. That's fire. How I turned my weakest campaign into a money maker. Fire. The content hack you can do with just your phone. Fire. The surprising truth about why some ads fail. Why you're overthinking your content strategy. The 3-step. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into each one. I'm going to dive into one of them because what you start to do is you start to train the AI. So, okay, what you will tell it is, I really like number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure to focus on more hooks like that and not create hooks like number 8, 9, and 10. Update your knowledge for the future. All right. I didn't even look at them. Again, this is what I would do. Got it. I'll focus. Boom. Great. And then you just like it. Okay. So what you start to do is you start to train the AI. So as it starts writing you scripts, as it starts, as you really start to use this, make sure you tell it, hey, I like this. I don't like this. Update your knowledge, etc., etc. And you're going to start to really marinate and really break in your GPT to the way that you need it to operate. But I literally use this for everything. Like when I create my newsletters, basically all I do is I go into Super Whisper, I speak to it, then I plug it into my GPT and it writes it perfectly. And then I just go in there, maybe change a few things, and then it's money. Like this process will literally 10x your output when it comes down to content creation. Because you now have a newsletter that's on autopilot. You can repurpose that to LinkedIn and Twitter or X. You can focus on pumping out a lot more IG content and YouTube shorts, which again, we all know the power of. And we can also utilize this to help us create YouTube scripts. Now, this specific GPT, I basically wrote it on just short form content. So if you wanted to use like a VSL one, or if you wanted to use a YouTube one, you would just train it to write YouTube video scripts. Now, how would you do that? Again, you just go to YouTube, you feed it the fundamental knowledge, how to write YouTube scripts. You feed it the fundamental knowledge, okay? Scripting, I would download that video, download that video, download this video. I would download all these videos, turn them into PDFs, and feed the fundamental knowledge of how to write YouTube video scripts, also adding the PDF books. And then you just tell it exactly what you needed to do with the custom instructions one. But guys, this is just scratching the surface on how you can really utilize custom GPTs to really just 10x your output when it comes down to content, create better content, save you more time, but also be able to leverage it on just fulfillment. Each one of our clients has this. And the way we do it is essentially part of our onboarding process. The client just fills out an onboarding form and we use all that information to train the GPTs. And then boom, we're now leveraging that. It is an absolute cheat code. But in this channel, I'm really gonna go over a lot more on how we utilize just AI, but also just the content systems that we have, how we utilize AI for our ads, pretty much everything as well. Because again, it's really opened up my mind to how much you can really leverage it and how good it can really be. Because a lot of you are probably using it, like you're not even scratching the surface on how you can just leverage AI. Like you're just using the most basic prompts and the most basic tools. Like there's a lot of other tools that I could have showed you here, like Claude or Perplexity, I think it's called. Yeah, Perplexity. That's a tongue twister. I can't say it. But you can also utilize those a lot to, again, enhance these custom GPTs even more. But basically all the information that I gave you should be sufficient enough. Again, just make sure you sit down and really spend time and really understand these formulas, okay? Understand fundamental knowledge, dynamic inputs, and use case context. Once you have all 3 of those dialed in, then that's when you'll be able to get massive outputs from your GPTs. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, please leave a comment, please leave a like. Let me know what type of content you guys want to see more of, and also let me know like what piqued your interest most out of this video. I'd really appreciate some feedback. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.